All right, so we talk to agents every single day that wanted to get into coaching. You guys are talking to agents. We're talking to agents all the time from all over the country, all over different markets, all different companies. And I think the thing I want to go through today in some detail is, what are we hearing that agents struggle with the most that we can share with the audience to give them some insight? Because there's a lot of new agents that watch videos on this channel. There are a lot of experienced agents that watch our content on this channel. And so my goal with this discussion with you guys this morning is to say, okay, what are we hearing? Whether it be new agent or experienced agent, so we can unpack that a little bit, give some context for the people that are listening. So Cole, I'm gonna start with you. In all of the conversations you're having, what's the biggest one for you that you think agents are struggling with?
So it's a little bit twofold, but it mainly is that for the ones who come to me, whether they're new or veteran, they know what they need to do. They know it's a contact sport, especially when you're focusing on listings. I got to talk to people, cold call prospect, but then they start to do it and they're like, well, I don't see the results yet. Let me try this Facebook ad. So not trusting the process and kind of getting shiny object syndrome in the midst of starting.
So like this, it's a whole classic start-stop, right? Agents will try something, want instant gratification, not get a result in 30 days and say, okay, let me try something else. Let me try something else. What are some of the things that you see them try that they're not being patient enough, would you say?
With prospecting?
Just lead generation.
Just lead generation.
Yeah. I mean, everything under the sun?
Like literally everything. Because, and the hard part that I've learned from you and that a lot of our agents have learned is like every freaking thing works. Like Facebook ads, running a big team, buying Zillow leads, like it all works. You can run a business model out of anything, but it's like just understanding who you are, like what feels right for you and how you want to run your business and just running with it.
And I would agree with you, by the way, because I think that, and I agree 100%, everything works. Like if you're going to just do mailers and you refuse to pick up the phone, well, you better be ready to have that credit card in hand and send out mailers for a long period of time.
They don't have the context as to what makes it work.
Yeah, that's right. They will watch a podcast or a YouTube video where somebody's talking about farming. Let's just take that as an example, okay? Because this is a good example. So they'll hear an agent that's been doing this for 25 years. They've been mailing to a neighborhood for 20 of the 25 years, right? They've been investing $10,000 a year for 20 years to be the dominant agent in the neighborhood. A new agent will see that, get all excited to say, oh, see, I don't have to make prospecting phone calls, Brandon. I can just send mailers and people are going to call me. They try it for a month, right? It's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to send out mailers to everybody. They don't get a listing and say, oh, farming doesn't work. Let me try something else. I just interviewed one of our top agents at Brookstone, Donna, right? And so she's been farming a neighborhood in Clarkston for a long, long time. She used to mail to our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she talked about this, and I think she said she didn't get a listing for 18 months of mailing, 18 months in a row, spending $4,000 or $5,000 a month for 18 months before she got her first listing. And I think you nailed it. It's that everything works in this business as long as you're patient enough to give it time to work.
And I think one of the core areas it stems from is that a lot of times when we're new to an office, we get paired up with a mentor, right? Someone who's been in the brokerage, who's been selling there. I had a couple guys that last month I talked to. It was funny because it was the same week and it was very similar for both. One of the mentors, the lady, was earning over $1 million a year. That was his mentor. And he had been mentoring with her for 3 or 4 months and hadn't done a single thing. It's because the way she did her business wasn't duplicatable. Her personality, the conditions of which her business was done, like he just couldn't replicate how she's ran her business. So I don't think a lot of people understand, kind of going back to what you said, you got to have credit card in hand, spending money for a long period of time for mail to work. A lot of times for some people, it's not like duplicatable.
Yeah, what I always say is you cannot compare your chapter 1 in your book to his chapter 14. He's been doing it for 27 years. You've been doing it for 2.5 minutes. Dude, you can't compare the two, So that's interesting. So Ron, I'm gonna go to you. So when you're on calls with a lot of these people reaching out to us for coaching, what's the one thing that comes to mind for you that you think people are struggling with the most?
Probably one of the biggest things is that a lot of these agents are taking the scripts and they're getting appointments. And they're going on appointments and they're not quite sure what to do when they get there. They kind of go through some things and then they leave and now they're really stuck. In fact, I had an agent this morning on a call. He had a great meeting on Friday And he's asking me, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, should I call the guy today? I mean, this guy told me if he doesn't sell in a couple weeks, you're going to be my guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. So that's so interesting. I think a lot of that issue of saying, okay, because you're talking about something where the agent says, okay, I take a script, I mustered up the courage, I'm going to make the phone call, I'm going to try to set the appointment. I set the appointment, it's like, oh shit, now what do I do? And the thing that I always say is, in my opinion, the thing that will move the needle the most for an agent's business is their ability to go meet with a prospect and have a presentation that's so compelling that the person agrees to pay him a 6-7% commission and sign a contract. And I think you're right. I mean, it's one thing to pick up the phone and set an appointment. It's a whole other thing to sit in front of a complete stranger or somebody you know and go through information in a way where the seller says, okay, I'm confident in hiring this person. And I think that it's just a lack of training from a real estate perspective. They go to a broker. And I mean this with the most respect possible. It's not about this broker or that broker. No brokers are setting up agents to win at the appointment. Maybe that'll be another episode by itself, but I think that's where it starts. So you're exactly right. So agents are telling you, dude, I'm setting appointments. I just can't get listings because I don't know what to do when I'm getting there. Is that right?
Right, and the follow-up, I think the key to the follow-up is just like you said, it's creating a relationship door to open when you're there. So the follow-up is easy.
Yeah.
They're not quite sure how to get to that point.
Well, follow-up's a whole nother problem, and we'll talk about that another thing. Yeah, follow-up's a huge issue in the industry, but I think you're right. I think a lot of agents, it's like, well, how do I create a presentation that makes me the obvious choice? What do I say? What do I do? What do I bring that can compel a seller to trust me that I'm the right agent? And that's a huge, huge issue. So, Amy, I'm going to come to you now. So you're having conversations. You do a lot of the new agent orientations for our coaching program. What are you seeing being one of the biggest issues with real estate agents right now?
So mine's even more broad than what they're saying because like you said, I am talking to newer agents and they just don't know what to do at all. They don't know how to start. They say, should I go through the training first and then pick up the phone? Should I pick up the phone and then start the training? So it's just even getting started and being a self promoter, I guess. They don't know where to go or how to start. Do I go to a team? Do I have a mentor? So they're just all around confused.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I think you're nailing it because I think an agent gets so excited to get into this business. They think it's a sexy business. I'm going to make a lot of money. I love houses. That's what I hear from people all the time. Why did you get in business, Bob, Sue? Well, because we watch HGTV and we watch Flipping This House and I'm going to get a Ferrari. It's going to be sexy. I'm going to make a whole bunch of money. And I get my real estate license. It's like, oh shit, now what do I do? My thought on this is going back to what I just said, I think, to Ron. An agent gets their license, they go into the business, they go to whatever broker, and that brokerage, I think it's where this industry is failing itself. Because I want to paint a picture for a second. If the four of us graduate from X college, we go get a job at X company, I make the argument that company is going to do on-the-job training to train you up. Like if we go work at General Motors, you don't go to General Motors and have to go hire a coach to learn how to be an engineer, do you? No, General Motors teaches you. Real estate is the only industry, and now people watching this might say the argument, well, yeah, people are 1099 independent contractors. Well, let's make this argument. If we go open up let's just say a Domino's Pizza franchise, I am willing to bet that Domino's doesn't just throw us into some some building and say, all right, Good luck. I hope you fucking make it. They're going to have systems, processes, training programs. Well, not in real estate. I think when you go to a brokerage, these brokerages are not setting agents up to succeed. What's your opinion why? I want to give you my thoughts too, Colin, but when you look at why that's happening, you used to run a brokerage, right? What are you seeing? What is the perspective on why you think brokerages are setting agents up to fail?
Yeah, I don't think I've worked at enough brokerages to know broadly, but initially from some of the agents we've talked with and the few brokers that I have been at, is the broker is more concerned with the slice of the pie they're getting because a lot of times when they open a brokerage, they have relationships with people, so they get that big agent to come in. They get those agents who are already doing business and they're making revenue, but then in their mind to keep growing, they need more and more and more agents. So then new agents come in, but they They didn't set their business up in the beginning to assume people need training. They already had people who were succeeding, and that's how they're making their money. And they're focusing, and I'm sure we've all been at a brokerage where the top agent who's doing $70 million a year, right? They get all the treatment, they get all the favors, which from the broker's perspective makes sense because that's like, they're, hopefully this isn't too inappropriate, but they're sucking on the teat of like, that's where they're making their money, so I can't let this go. So I that's a general philosophy that I have. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there. I think that, brokers, their business model is based off of a numbers game. It's not off of an individual's success ratio. And really the brokers are incentivized almost to treat their businesses that way. And this is a whole real estate industry issue. So if you own a brokerage, and how you're going to feed your family, how you're going to make your money is by getting a split of the real estate agent's commission. Well, you need a lot of agents. Now, when you have a lot of agents, that makes it very difficult for the broker then to train every single individual agent. So that's a huge issue, I would agree. The other issue is this, and this is like, I think even the bigger issue, is that if you look at, again, I mean this with respect, but I'm going to call it like it is. Most broker managers have never succeeded selling real estate.
Correct.
I mean, that's why you got to think about this. Anybody in the real estate industry that has an unlimited upside round that says, okay, well, fuck that. I'm going to take a $50,000 salary, only does that because they can't succeed selling real estate. So now Bob and Sue come in, right? And the broker managers never succeeded. And they say, okay, well, what do I do? And then that manager gives this type of advice. Well, you got to lead generate. Okay, got it. What does that mean? And they're like, we don't know. That's why the real estate coaching business exists. That's why people like us exist, is to then give the agents the roadmap on exactly what to do. Did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, the other thing is that they're just following the path that they were on.
Right.
Where there's never been it's very rare to find a brokerage firm that does a lot of training.
Yeah.
So these managers come in, and this is what they grew up on.
That's
Not
true.
a lot of help.
That's true.
And like Colton said, the high performers get the attention, but this is what they've seen. So yeah, just like you said, hey, look, social media, network, pass out your card. That's what you got to do. Oh no, you're not ready to take on a listing.
Right.
But I think too, the other issue is a lot of these people that take these roles, they're not trainers.
Mm-hmm.
They've never gone through any, like you said, the higher up, I won't say names, but certain brokerages, they don't put anybody through a process that says, okay, this is what we do, this is how you do it, this is what you teach. They just say, okay, this is your job, you're now getting a salary. Good luck.
Yeah, it's true. It's like the wild, wild west, there's no, and I think, if I look at an industry issue, that is exactly right. People can go get a license over a weekend and go open a company. I mean, it's very dangerous, and call themselves a business owner who are supposed to be responsible for real estate agents that come in. They don't know what they don't know, because you're the broker, they have this like assumed respect that you know what you're doing. But most brokers, again, they have no track record of selling 50, 60, 80, 100 homes per year, having a successful, profitable business over any course of length of time. And then they're going to go out there and hire and recruit real estate agents. But that's why real estate coaching is a $1 billion industry, And so it's just interesting to see, we're making this at the end of 2021. Lots of things are under scrutiny with the real estate industry right now. You've got Joe Biden coming after real estate commissions. You have NAR being sued left, right, up and down, left and right. I mean, it's going to be so interesting to see what comes out of all this information as we get into 2022, which we will report on, by the way. Yeah. We'll make future episodes of that. But it will just be very interesting to see how the real estate industry changes over time. And I do think there are some changes that need to be made so that 90% of the people getting in don't fail within their first 12 months. Right. I mean, that's incredible. Right. I don't know if there's another industry where the failure rate is almost 100%. As we're making this, there's 1.5 million realtors, and 1 million fail every 12 months, and then you have 1 million new people, and 1 million new people. Like, how long can that go on before things change?
For a while, probably.
Well, and the other thing is the consumer suffers.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it's just, they have to go through the pain of somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, and puts a bad mark on the good agents.
That's such a good point.
And that's why it's so important to have the skills to go in there and take that client and gain that trust so that you are the choice that they want to make.
That's so true. You're right. The consumer is the one that pays the price, giving realtors a bad name.
Yep.
Giving real estate agents a bad name, good or bad or indifferent, because 90% are amateurs that aren't trained, aren't coached, don't have the skills. All realtors are bad.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people that call us that want to become an agent say, because the person I dealt with was so bad that I think I can go out and be better.
Yeah, yeah. So good stuff today, you guys. Appreciate it. If you guys are watching this video and you guys have questions about coaching, you want to find out more about what we do, there's a link right underneath this video, or you can go to reverseselling.com. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching.